Good.
Yep.
Live from Matt Moscardi's fifth floor. Ooh, it's nice up here. It's the ESG industry's only weekly woke data podcast featuring Ari the Data Queen.
Yay, I'm filling in for Matt.
Yeah, in today's evergreen slug growth called June 7th, 2023. Ultra nerdy ESG headlines, our alternative democracy, in a word from our sponsor, Ari.
Evergreen Slug.
Our show today is
Growth.
being sponsored by S-Gage, your ESG data solutions provider.
Thanks, S. Gage.
Yeah, you use their data every day.
I do actually.
You know, it's funny, Ari. Here you are filling in for Matt, and yet Matt from Los Angeles at a conference is still in our document. He's in our show document for some reason.
I think that's me because I'm at his computer.
Oh, okay. I'll edit that out of the show. You ready? You ready for this?
Unless he's stalking us, which I wouldn't put it past him,
I wouldn't put it past him
micromanager
either.
and all.
You ready for some fun?
Yep.
Let's start with some ultra nerdy ESG headlines.
Ultra nerdy. I'm excited for what this means.
They're ultra nerdy because only really we care about these things, or maybe our colleagues in the ESG industry. We'll start with stakeholders rule in no particular order. Microsoft will pay $20 million to U.S. federal regulators after it was found to have illegally collected data on children who had started Xbox accounts.
Whoa.
I didn't
Also,
know children,
$20 million, it's peanuts, right?
Yeah, that's nothing, right? And who knew that children were starting Xbox accounts? I didn't know. My kids don't do that.
Did they know it was children, or is it children that just lie about their age?
Yeah, but who doesn't lie about their age?
Right.
Yeah.
I lied to Facebook. They let me on.
Let's go over to our woke data category. There was a Republican congressional committee yesterday. It's escalating its campaign against sustainable investing. Another committee in the House, in the Congress. The GOP heads of two major House subcommittees sought to cast investing that considers factors like climate or human rights as an insidious attempt to, quote, rewire the fabric of America, end quote. Ooh, that's nice.
This fabric, man, it's getting so worn.
Yeah. How about this? Mandy Gunasekara of the Independent Women's Forum, she was a witness for the Republicans. In her published remarks, she said, ESG aimed to promote gender transitions in children.
What?
That's a new one. ESG
Is
doing
that
this.
what we do here?
I have no idea. What does she mean ESG? Like, is that a person? Is that a thing? Is that your data? I don't.
I think it's us.
Promoting
our
gender
platform?
transitions? Why would I care? I mean, I'm all for gender transitions, but am I telling someone to do that?
I think she says you are.
Okay, all right. I didn't think so. Democratic Congresswoman Katie Porter said, I can't believe this is part 2 of the ESG hearings. Part 1 was actually the stupidest hearing I've ever been to. And now we're having part 2. Please, God, let there not be a part 3.
Well,
Yeah, that kind of says
she's
it
not
all.
missing her words, and that's exactly how I would feel.
Let me just tell you this. I looked up the Independent Women's Forum. Even there, Ari, even on the Independent Women's Forum, the board is 50% men. So even there, men maintain some kind of control. I really thought that, okay, this organization is going to at least have a majority women on its board. But no, even there, the men kind of maintain power.
Ugh.
Moving on to CEO's rule. I have a few headlines in CEOs today. Linda Yaccarino. I just like this headline because it completely misses everything. Linda Yaccarino replaces Elon Musk as Twitter boss.
Does anybody actually believe that?
Come on. That's from the BBC. That's what the BBC is telling people. Come on, BBC. You can do better than that.
Was Monday her first day as CEO or something?
I think it was yesterday is right. Monday or
Yesterday.
Tuesday. Chris Licht. Matt and I talked a lot about him. This the CEO of CNN, who apologized to his team, to his staff on Monday morning because of his weird Trumpy town hall and
Uh
this
huh.
weird article about him in the Vanity Fair. I guess he's just kind of a weird dude. He's done. He's out. He's
Oh,
Yeah,
that
13
was
months
quick.
he was CEO and now he's been fired. They say
That was
stepping down, but we know that's
yeah. That was
BS.
really quick.
Yeah. The interim leadership team is composed of three people. I've never seen this before: Amy Entelis, Virginia Mosley, and Eric Sherling. So their succession plan is clearly non-existent because, right?
Let's just stick these three people in there. Are they going to be called co-CEOs
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
or
Have we seen three co-CEOs?
tri-CEOs?
That would be lovely.
They're a tripod. I don't know.
And finally, a CEO death. We don't report CEO deaths a lot, but I wanted to honor this guy, Yvonne Menezes, the longtime CEO. I don't even know how to say this company name. The longtime CEO of Guinness maker Diageo. Do you know how to say that company name?
No.
Diageo. They make Guinness beer. He has passed away. He was 63 years old. The
Wow,
comp-
that's young. You think
yeah,
he had too much Guinness?
see, that's, I don't know, Hari. Do you have to go right into the Guinness jokes?
Yes.
Deborah Deborah Crew is taking over. Here's why I highlighted this company and highlighted this story, because I actually looked at our data, our board sabermetrics data, because I was interested about the succession planning when a CEO dies.
Mm-hmm.
This company has an extremely balanced board influence-wise. So let this be a lesson to all boards and companies. The CEO was at 16%. That was the highest level of influence. The lowest was 6%. So
That's
really
pretty
very
high for a
balanced.
low.
Yep. And this
There's
is
so many companies where the lowest is like 0 or
yeah,
1%
0 or
because
1.
they sit on 0 committees and have been nowhere. And I don't even know why they're there.
And let me tell you about Guinness, and I think the anti-woke probably won't want to be drinking this beer either. The Guinness board is 63% women. That's a very high number. Seven
It
out of
is.
11 directors are women, and that was with the former CEO. So this is going to change. And the new CEO is a woman, Deborah Crew. This is a female power. This beer is run by female power. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody tell the Bud Light shooters of the U.S.
Yeah, I don't think they drink Guinness anyway, do they? They're probably scared by that.
No, probably
It's
not.
too foreign. It's too foreign. You can't see through it.
Also, wait, so do you know if this company, if they're just a beverage company, if they're an alcoholic beverage company? Do we know anything more about them?
I'm
They
ashamed to
make
say
Guinness.
I know nothing. I didn't even know how to know. I didn't even know how to say the name of the company, Ari.
Yeah, you still don't.
And I've
It's
seen the
maybe it's one of
name
those,
for
you know
years.
how like in Ireland there's is it Gaelic, just the weird
Mm-hmm,
pronunciation
mm-hmm.
of things.
Oh, weird.
You
How
know
dare you?
Irish names
Yeah,
like Schwa Rose or whatever. I can never read them.
I'm with you. I'm not even going to try. But I'm not going to call it weird. Let's move over to dystopia, the last category. Sam Altman, he's the CEO of OpenAI. He says he wants to maintain control of OpenAI and therefore will not take the company public because it would limit his freedom to make decisions.
Has you heard of dual class shares?
Right, exactly. But here's the weird thing about Sam Altman that we talked about before. He owns no equity in the company. None. Right? This is so bizarre. And I'm guessing I'm glad you brought that up, Ari, because that's probably the one of the reasons why he does not want to take it public, because
He'll get
he'll have
nothing.
right. His control will be diminished. His quote was, "It kind of scares me." He says, "When we develop super intelligence, we're likely to make some decisions that public market investors would view very strangely."
Oh, what are they doing?
I'm going to say to you, Sam Altman, because I know you're listening, go public, because we here at Free Float want to know more about your company and we want to weigh in on your very strange decisions.
That's sketchy. Why would he even make that comment?
I know. Finally, Ari, Apple. We talked about this. Apple had a big announcement. Was it Monday or Tuesday? They unveiled their new goggles. Their new,
Yep,
yeah,
Monday.
yeah, Monday. I don't even know what they're called. Eye goggles. What are they called? Do you even know?
No, it's just augmented reality goggles. It's not virtual reality.
So here's the article. All the buzzwords that Apple avoided in its demo. Okay, ready for
Yep.
this? There's 6 words they specifically did not say, and I want to hear your opinions on these. Okay,
Uh huh.
they did they did not say virtual reality,
Oh, see, they're trying to stand out.
right? They did not say metaverse,
Again,
right? They did not say AI.
too
Very
scary
smart.
for people.
Yeah, very smart. The people at Apple. They did not say headset.
Huh.
I don't really get that one. They did
Huh.
not say avatar. And finally, they avoided the word simulation. So they're trying something over there at Apple. They're trying to convince you of something. I think this is actually very smart to leave out all these words.
Yeah, and I want to know what they used. I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch the event.
The I did see a headline that the audience groaned when they heard the price of the new headset, the
Was
new
it three
goggles.
thousand dollars? What was
I
it?
think it
I
was
can't remember.
3,500. Matt
Wow.
was suggesting that the reports are that it'll be a flop. I feel convinced, maybe because I just think that Tim Cook is smart. I feel convinced that eventually they're gonna be the ones that get this right, and the price will keep coming down.
I mean, remember when the iPhones came out and they were so expensive for
Yeah,
what a phone was at the time?
right.
Right. It's
Absolutely. And iPads. I remember people groaning about iPads. Thought they were. Why would you want a big phone? Stupid.
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I know I'm not getting one, so.
I'm not getting one, but I still think that I don't think they're going to be a flop. I think that they. I
Are
don't
we
think they.
still going to
Yeah.
go to the Apple store and try them out though?
I won't, but you could.
I think I will.
Okay. All right. Before we get to our alternative those are our headlines. All right. That's it. That's all we got.
Okay.
Before we get to our alternative democracy wrap up, let's hear the great Paul Hodgson from S Gauge talk about what's he talking about? Stock awards and stock option increases. I'll let Paul describe it because I'm not gonna describe it. Let's let Paul talk. Thank you, Paul. Did you like that, Ari? Did
So
you learn
informative.
something? Yeah. No, thank you, Paul. That was great. Moving on. That was Paul Hodgson from S Gauge. Let's talk. We have an alternative democracy wrap up. Both Ari and I looked at 8 pretty famous companies. We gathered some of our thoughts about. They just had annual meetings. They just voted on a bunch of nonsense. I'll take them in no particular order. Once again, Ari. First, Netflix. We've been waiting for many days now. We know that Say on Pay failed at Netflix. Netflix
Yeah.
was refusing to release the press release about how many people voted against it. Ari, it's a big number.
It's big.
71% of shareholders voted against pay at Netflix. That's incredible.
That's a big deal.
It's
Even
a
though
big
this
deal.
is still non-binding, right? This is
Yep. Yes.
doesn't
Still
mean anything.
non-binding. Yes.
This means a lot though, because this doesn't happen often.
No, 71. I can't remember a higher number, to be honest. We did point out that because of their horrible leadership structure, they basically have 3 people they overpay as CEOs. They have co-CEOs and executive chair and founder Reed Hastings is still there. So the shareholders are right to be pissed off. This is ridiculous. Moving on, Meta Platforms had a vote. That's Mark Zuckerberg. We should really just call it Mark Zuckerberg. The only thing
Yeah.
I wanted to point out here, there was a pretty boring vote overall, but they did have a shareholder proposal. They all failed, but they
Yeah.
did have one called "Give Each Share an Equal Vote." This is something you just alluded to, Ari. That if you want to maintain control of your company as a tech company, just have a dual class share system where your shares are worth 4,000 votes and regular people's shares are worth 1 vote.
Uh-huh.
But here was what the company said. I say the company, but Mark. Here's what Mark Zuckerberg said in response to why shareholders should reject Give Each Share an Equal Vote. he said, the requested change to our capital structure is unnecessary and is not in the best interest of Meta and its shareholders at this time.
So
That's the logic. It's
it was
unnecessary.
basically Mark saying, "No, I want to keep my dual
Yeah.
class shares.
It's not necessary. I
Go
like
take
that.
a hike."
Did you find anything about Meta platforms you want to share?
Nothing to see here. Um, Not really. Everything was pretty boring, except
Yeah.
Sheryl Sandberg seems to be the miscongeniality of the group here.
What do you mean?
She got the most votes for, the least abstained.
Okay.
People like her still
Well,
for some reason.
ostensibly, she is the only person that might be a counterbalance to his power. I mean, we always used to call her the actual CEO, right? I mean, so
Yeah,
I
but
don't
she
know.
can't. She still can't do anything.
You're right. She can't do anything. I'm
She
just
has
guessing like
no one
why
has
she
any
gets the most
power.
votes. Yeah.
She's just well liked, I think.
Uh. Okay. Anything else? Want to move on?
Oh, and the
Yeah.
least favorite shareholder proposal was the government takedown requests.
Yeah.
That one got no love from
Yeah.
shareholders whatsoever.
That's part of a slew of these are the anti-woke votes that Matt talks about, anti-ESG votes. And I want to point out that for the first time ever, there's several in today's show, but for the first time ever, a shareholder proposal has used the words Hunter Biden in its reasoning. So Hunter Biden is now appearing in shareholder proposals. It's really crazy. I mean, what a bizarre conspiracy theory.
So bizarre. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Let's move on to Expedia Group. All I can say is that there seems to be a lot of feisty voters at Expedia this year.
Yeah, what's going on Expedia? Are they dissatisfied with Expedia?
What they
Has
really seem
Expedia
dissatisfied.
let them down?
I think what they're really pissed off about is pay. 43% voted against the say on pay, and the people who got hit the hardest were all people on the pay committee. That's Beverly Anderson, Craig Jacobson, and Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton. Yeah, that's right.
Chelsea
the daughter of the
Clinton,
former president.
so random.
Yeah. But
And they're all on the pay committee. Okay, that makes sense.
that
Did-
does make sense. And I
Did
will
we
say
see that at Netflix?
no. And that's the thing is that okay, here's the problem with Netflix is it's a classified board, so not all directors are up for election every year. Only
Oh.
one pay committee director was up for a vote. That was Matthias Dopfner, but he had more yes votes than were against say on pay. 71% were against say on pay, but 82% voted for a pay committee chair. So I mean, shouldn't you be mad at somebody? Shouldn't
Well,
you be mad
maybe
at the pay?
those shareholders did not make the connection, like the
Yeah.
Expedia shareholders.
Right, and this is why we're here at Free Flow, and this is why we created Board Sabermetrics, because there are people actually making these decisions. It's not just some AI bot, right? Some
Yeah.
machine that makes the pay for Netflix executives. It's people. People make these policies. You can vote against the people.
Yeah.
Moving on to ExxonMobil. I don't have much to say here. It's kind of boring. They loved
It
everything.
was boring.
All 12 shareholder proposals failed. I don't know. I got nothing to say here. You got anything to say?
And all 12 directors were reelected, or elected
By a
with-
lot.
by a lot.
Yeah.
Over 90%. Including, the activist slate from a couple years ago. They're still on, right?
Well, here's what we're learning. I guess is that if profits are up, shareholders will like you, despite the fact that you might be killing the world. But if profits are up, we're going to vote in your favor. So, I guess the ESG conspiracy is failing. Walmart had a vote. Again,
Also
I'm
boring.
calling this one boring. Yeah. Everybody passed. In fact, the highest no vote against a director was only 4%. So again, this is another one of these mismatches, Ari. 21% of shareholders voted against pay, but they supported every
Everybody.
director by at least 96%. So I don't get it. I don't get why they don't make that connection to at least the
come
pay
to us.
committee.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you
come
who
to us.
who to blame. You're upset.
Another huge.
Call us up.
Yeah, exactly. Another huge company that had a shareholder vote was Lowe's.
Yeah.
I got nothing here.
You
Another one,
know, the
boring.
only thing that I took away was that
Hmm.
they really don't want the chair of the board and the CEO to be the same person.
They don't.
They don't. About a third voted for that shareholder proposal.
Okay, well, could be better. I don't. This is
I don't
one
know,
thing.
a third. Some with
I
all
guess
of these
so.
where it's like barely anybody, says anything. A third, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
someone's got a problem with this. I don't
Well,
know. Is it because is it because Marvin Ellison is black? That's what
oh,
I've
whoa,
wondered.
that's a conspiracy theory. I like that.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't get this one. I'll never understand this one. I've been working corporate governance for a long time. I don't know why every shareholder, if you really, if your thing really is fiduciary duties and all that, I don't know why you wouldn't always want an independent chair. How could it hurt?
Right.
How?
Right.
Pinterest, another
Huh.
famous company that had an annual vote. Is Pinterest? Do people still use Pinterest? Ari, do you use
I was
Pinterest?
just about to ask you that
Yeah.
because I thought people used it for like their wedding inspo and whatever. And wasn't the wedding industry down after COVID?
I don't
Like, who
really
was
know.
still pitting anything?
I
Maybe
know
it was house renos after that because everybody was into that.
the only reason why I know Pinterest is I think Matt's wife uses it, and Matt is always talking about Pinterest.
Okay.
Does
Maybe
that
Matt
count?
uses it a lot.
Okay, this one's also boring, but I did want to point this a couple of things out. First of all, they had an extraordinary pay ratio, CEO pay ratio. The CEO's pay compared to the median worker's pay was just about 1,000 to 1. That's huge.
Whoa.
I did the math. CEO Bill Reddy earns his median worker's pay, assuming you start work at 9 in the morning, right?
That's
He
pretty
earns
late.
he earns his median worker's pay on the first day of the year at 11:04 a.m.
Before lunch.
Before lunch, he's already earned the median work. That I find that to be just
Wow.
gross. Honestly,
He
it's just
could
gross.
he could eat a worker before lunch.
And this isn't even the founder of Pinterest. This is just this is the CEO.
The CEO is a man of Pinterest?
I know, right?
Really?
It is a letdown.
Yeah.
I also wanted to point out for Matt's sake, in case Matt's listening, is that there was an anti-woke proposal from Matt's favorite group of angry white dudes. That's the National Center for Public Policy Research. Matt loves talking about them. They requested an additional reporting on government requests to remove content. Again, Ari, another proposal that mentions Hunter Biden. I love it.
By name.
Yeah. This one only got 0.33% yes. All these anti-woke, anti-ESG shareholder proposals are absolute failures.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you remind me again how a shareholder proposal gets on? Like, how does it get on the ballot, I guess?
Well, here's how it typically works. There's a in the proxy statement, there's a deadline for submitting these proposals. You have to own a certain amount of shares. You have to follow a bunch of rules. The SEC has a bunch of rules about how you create these. The company usually tries to reject all of them. They
Uh-huh.
argue against all of them, but then the SEC kind of pushes back and kind of makes the companies include most of them. But that's basically it. You basically have to be a shareholder, and you have to have enough money to submit the proposal to put it all together. But that's it. I mean, I think we could do it, right? Why
Okay.
not?
Okay.
Maybe that should
So
be a
it,
goal
it,
next
it
year.
seems like the only people that voted for this are the only people that were interested in putting it on 0.33%.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely correct.
Okay, got
Uh,
it.
And finally, in our show for June 7th, 2023, this is Business Pants. We have one more company for our alternative democracy wrap up, and that is, what is that? Oh, Amazon.com.
Amazon. What
This
happened at
one,
Amazon? I didn't even look at this one, to be honest.
I will tell you this, that Amazon voters are maybe a little bit smarter. Say on pay, 32% said no, but also 29% voted against the pay committee chair. So that seems
Okay.
aligned, right?
That's consistent.
Yeah,
Yep.
but why
Are
wouldn't
you
this happen to
using our
other
data?
companies? Yeah, I think they are using our data. I will say that they had an incredible, I think this is a record. I think we reported on this. They had 18 shareholder proposals, 18. And of
Wow.
course, they all failed.
Okay. Were there any
Another
popular
one,
ones?
another one from Matt's favorite National Center for Public Policy Research, another anti-ESG, anti-woke one was the biggest loser. One asking for a report on a cost-benefit analysis of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, right? Featuring this incredible quote. This quote will make you scratch your head until not only all your dandruff falls out, but you start bleeding. Here's the quote they used. Racial equity calls for potential discrimination by race. What the hell does that mean? Racial equity is racist, is what they're saying?
It
Racial
could
equity is
potentially
bad.
cause racism.
Craziness.
This is a reverse racism thing that people cry about, I
It's
think.
craziness. But I will point this out. For all of our listeners, all of our right wing, we must have a lot of Republican listeners, right?
I'm sure.
Amazon has clearly gone woke. So now you can't shop at Target. You can't shop at Walmart because all the people think Walmart's woke now. And you can't shop at Amazon because here's the quote that Amazon used against this shareholder proposal. Amazon said, quote, diversity, equity, and inclusion are cornerstones of our continued success and critical components of our culture. We believe these values are not only good for business, they are simply right, end quote. So
therefore, they don't need a cost benefit analysis because they just think it's right.
Right. So don't even worry about shooting Bud Light or buying Bud Light because where are you going to buy it? You can't go to Target, Walmart, or Amazon. You're done. I think you're done buying stuff.
What about Dollar General? I really don't like
That's true.
Dollar
They can
General.
that's true. They could still.
They
could
can
still
shop
go
there, I guess.
Anything else? Sorry, that's it. That's all I got.
No, this was nuts.
Good.
Amazon.
Thank you.
Wow.
And thank you for joining me. I don't think we need Matt. We could just use Ari. You're already at his desk,
this.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like you telling me the news. This is way better than me looking at the news.
All right, that's it. That's the show. Tune in tomorrow. Where what? We're gonna play a. What are we doing tomorrow? Do you know what we're doing tomorrow?
I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? I might be talking to Jesse, our money whisperer. Jesse has started a new social media campaign using our data to help her buy stuff. Essentially, she's looking at buying tampons this week, and she's using our data, our board sabermetrics data, to help her to choose which is the best product. Isn't that incredible?
I know she went to Target yesterday for this reason, so she can still go there, you know.
Yeah, so maybe we'll talk to Jesse tomorrow about that. All right, that's it.
Cool.
Bye.